We're live! We're actually live this time, guys.
Oh my god.
After 4 attempts, 4 attempts, we are live finally, guys.
Oh man. That is probably the
The
worst
amount of
start
times
I've
I was
ever
telling Lee Khan behind the screens, guys, I was telling him, we're not live, Lee. We're live. No, we're not live, Lee. Lee, I'm looking at him. We're not live.
I'm looking at it, I'm live.
It's like, no, we're not live.
Oh god, that was terrible. Oh, sorry, everybody.
Oh dear, guys.
Oh,
God,
DJ Con on
is-
the ones and twos says Lauren again. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, also enjoying seeing Reganelite's
guys.
confidence growing.
Whew.
I'm loving it. Oh yeah, left.
Oh, let me do my thing then, yeah. Welcome everyone to the Snowflake Show, the late Snowflake Show, Season 2, Episode 22.
I need a drink after that.
I am your co-host, Reganelite, alongside, well, he can't say it right now because he's got
Lee
his
Corn.
mouth.
Not Lee
Lee
Corn.
Corn. Not Lee. Over the next hour, guys, we're going to give you the latest news, views, funny news, and some good news, hope, and good news as well, guys. It's been a while, but we're finally back together, aren't we, Lee?
Yeah, a week off last week. So
yeah,
I have got a nice tan, but you can't see it because after the light's so bright, because the lights are all over the place. As you probably saw when I was adjusting the lights in the intro there.
Mm-hmm. Lee literally has light shining down on him, a sign from God, in case you guys are wondering.
Yeah.
So he has seen the light, as we like to say.
I'm looking right at it.
Oh dear.
Right, shall we have a look who's in the chat then?
Ginger Giraffe says you were live on Lee's channel.
Yeah, I was. That's right, yeah, I was. I'm like, we're definitely alive. I can see it.
Yeah, he was saying we were live. It's like, oh wait, I'm figuring out what's wrong. I'm on the wrong YouTube channel, guys.
If you want to see me and Reagan arguing about whether we're live or not, then go and watch that back on my channel.
At Lee Corn.
Oh dear,
You can watch it. Yeah. Well, screw it. We'll put that video on the Snowflake Show just for you guys to have a laugh. So who we actually got in the chat?
Right,
Lee,
Duke Vengeance is here. Knights of the Blizzard, arise! Knights of the Blizzard, yes. Evening Snowflake says Lefty Boater. Sophie Shaw says, hi Sophie, hi everyone. Time to make a quick coffee. Yeah, I think you have plenty of time to make a quick coffee before we sorted that all out. I mean, it's already nearly 1:15 and we haven't even started.
Gonna make 3 for yourself.
Kenzie's here. Hi, Kenzie. Good evening, everyone. Chatty Rat, good evening, folks. Hi, Chatty Rat. Slaughter the Cat, good evening. Goodly evenings, everybody's. David Bazzi is here. Hi, Darren. Good evening, all. Hope everyone is.
Good to see you, David Bazzi.
We are well, Darren. Ben Shaw. Hi, Ben. Evening, all. Slaughter the Cat, good evenings to you. Good. Yeah. May have to move stream standby. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, because of the technical. We wasn't sure what was going on.
Yeah. So Larry Cat says, "All hail the orb." Have you got the orb?
Sorry, 1 second. Yep. All hail the orb.
Yeah, we're not nicking ideas off Sunday roast or anything.
No. It's totally from a Snowflake viewpoint, but I had to plug that on there just for so Larry in the chat. Carry on, Lee.
Yeah, that was weird. I got a notification on Lee Corn's white YouTube site, and it was live there, but I was the only person waiting. Oh, was it you? I could see one person. I Ginger, not Gingers. Gingers, yeah. I don't know why you got a notification on my YouTube site. Well, there you go.
Oh, she's waiting one day for something to pop up on that YouTube channel, and it's finally paid off, guys.
Yeah. Dave Bazley says, "Good evening, Salary the Cat. Left any surprises in the Prime Minister's very large boots right away." Oh yeah, his boots. Oh, brilliant. His boots are excellent.
Yes, very good.
We're having tech issues. Yes, we were. Lefty Boat says, "Wouldn't be the Snowflake Show if there wasn't." No, he looks so stupid in those big boots. I leave them alone and just drop presents in his loafers, says Larry the Cat. You probably get lost in those boots, Larry. Yeah, Kendra says the same. The show would not be the same without tech issues. Hello, Pete says number 3. Hi, number 3.
Good to see you, number 3. Thanks for plugging my videos as always on Twitter. I really appreciate it, mate. Really do.
And David Bazay says still better production, quick quality than GBB's. Yeah. Anyone find Oliver Dowden's conch really huge? That's a Concorde in mid-flight, says Larry the Cat. All shorts here. Hi, all shorts. Hi, Marcus. Hiya.
See all shorts.
Tories don't get tasered. It says evening all. Hi, Tories don't get tasered. I've lost. Whoa. DJ Corn. Hey. Mad Monk's here. Lee is here. Where is Reganelite? That was me. Yeah, I'm Mad Monk. Anyone else? Yeah, Regan, your confidence growing, says Lefty Voter. That's good.
I don't know what he's talking about. He must be on the right boat there. I'm not on the left boat. He must be on the right boat there. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, sorry, because DJ Conan do ones and twos. Yep. More like on the ones and not the twos. Things Manor House that became a thriving commune sounds interesting, says number 3. Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit.
Oh, lava lamp conservator. No. We got the orb. We don't do lava lamps here. We do the orb. But I can't fit me and the orb and Lee all on there. So
yeah, there's not enough
guys, so
space.
if you want it all the time, you gotta go to my channel and watch the Snowflake Viewpoint if you want that.
I think it's a bit like Marcus. So if you just put Wally on the camera, everybody you get more views.
Yeah. You know, I can't bring the cats up here, guys. They'll just they just might scratch the green screen or just get in the way. So.
Simon says 55, fallen asleep, tried to stay woke a bit. Yes, well done. What did I miss? All shots, you missed nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nothing went wrong. Everything was fine. You were live on Lee's channel. Yes, yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Peaches and herbs, says Ben Shaw. Roy Sheen's here. Hi all, the dynamic duo return. Yeah, we're here. Where's the orb? Says Celery Cat. Leah's a bit quiet. Yeah, I'm a bit quiet. I can adjust that. Let me turn that.
So he could turn himself right up if he really wanted to, guys. Duke says, I feel anger. Mad Monk says, all hail my orb. I don't know about your orb. We only know about our one at the moment. But if you want to see Mad Monk's 33's orb, you can see it in the after chat after the show, guys, because I'm sure he'll be more than happy to show off his orb.
That sounds a little bit on the dodgy side.
I'm a bit too loud. We're talking about this orb. We're talking about these orbs, guys. Not you guys are thinking of the wrong stuff, yeah.
I don't know what I don't know what we're thinking about.
Good
evening, possums. The orb. Am I a bit too loud now?
Yes, you are a bit too loud. Yeah.
Is that even though it's worse? That's 1, 2. Is that better? Right.
It's a little bit better. Yeah. You guys can tell us in the chat as we go along. Yeah, what the volumes are like anyway. So.
Yeah. The power of the orb. I feel
been a quiet week, hasn't it, Lee? Nothing really
quiet,
too much.
Nothing much happening again. Yeah, usual. You know, since come back, it's just kind of quiet. You know.
Yeah.
WhatsApp. I don't know. I've just been looking at WhatsApp and nothing much has happened.
I guess it's so quiet. There's nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about. We might as well end it there. Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you next week. Go on, Regan. You do all the outbits.
Oh, okay.
Just in case anybody's interested, it's 0-0 at halftime in the UEFA whatever league, Conference League final. West Ham.
Football's so important, guys, to Lee, and I'm sure it is to some of you in chat, but I have no interest in it by myself. But
yeah, we'll cover that one in a little bit. But so we.
You're never too loud, Lee, says Conservator.
Bit too loud. Am I still?
No, he says you're never too loud.
Oh, never too loud. Sorry. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So, should we get into it then?
Yep. Let's dive straight into the first story. News. Yes, guys. How great is this? Not. 21 billion pounds of public money lost in fraud since the COVID pandemic began, and most will never be recovered. Didn't we lose 37 billion pounds somewhere as well, Lee?
What was that on? Was that on Test and Trace? No, that was more than that.
Yeah.
No, Test and Trace.
It was 37. It was 37 billion, wasn't it?
It was interesting when they did that, and then they up national insurance to over 2 years, which would raise about 37 billion pounds. Wonder why they needed to do that. Yeah.
So, the National Audit Office revealed the staggering increase of money lost due to fraud, and since the pandemic hit compared to a couple of years before it, over 7 billion of the total relates to government schemes introduced during COVID.
Yep.
So, tens of billions of pounds have been lost to fraud since the start of the COVID pandemic, according to the National Audit Office, with little chance of the majority being reclaimed. This is from Sky News, guys, in case you're wondering. Of the 21 billion identified by the NAO has been lost by the government, with more than 7 billion is linked to schemes introduced during the pandemic. And it said it is very unlikely that the bulk of the taxpayers' money will be recovered. levels of fraud rose to almost fourfold from 5.5 billion 2 years before the pandemic to 21 billion in the following 2 years.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely nothing wrong there, Lee.
Nothing to see there, and it's okay because Oliver Dowding was pointing out that Angela Rayner had claimed for 2 pairs of noise cancelling headphones. So I mean, they're obviously on top of things.
Oh, God Almighty! No, she can't do that. That's just absolutely terrible, guys. No,
2 pairs,
absolutely.
2 pairs of noise cancelling headphones, £21 billion. About the same,
Yeah, I think I know where we need to point the blame at. Absolute disgraceful,
Angela Rayner, disgusting. Yes, people on that side of the house. Yes. Big Salary Cat says Big Nose was slaughtered for this by Angie in the House of Commons. Yeah, what's 21 billion amongst friends as Conservative? Yeah. Wow. Whoa! Someone was needing.
If we can't laugh about it, we're just gonna cry about it, aren't we? To be fair, guys.
Xiao's here. He says, "Well, someone needing some very expensive new drapes, curtains." Yeah. Yep. Ah, dear. Yeah. I saw Best for Britain was doing a thing, and what's the name was there? I'm terrible with names. I'm forgetting everything tonight. He used to do Countdown.
Not Carol Vorderman.
Carol Vorderman was there, yeah, and she was absolutely apoplectic about this. There, so yeah, it's not.
I think she was on James O'Brien as well today.
She was, but I missed her. Did you hear it?
I did not. I haven't had a chance to see it, but I did. I saw that she was on it, but I've had no time to watch it. Should I just read a little bit more?
Yeah.
The NAO says many public bodies are unaware of the amount of fraud they face with a host of COVID employment schemes, fraudulent claims being chased up by HMRC. Yeah, the same HMRC that's been gutted by the Conservative government, guys. The NAO said the HMRC experts have recovered 1.1 billion out of the estimated 4.5 billion by the time its Taxpayer Protection Task Force, and a body of more than 1,200 tax specialists that respond to errors and frauds is scaled down.
So
they scaled it down, Lee.
Jesus, they're scaling it down.
They're scaling it down.
But you got 21 billion on top of that 4.5. Oh no, so that is the 4.5. That's from the 21 billion. Is the 4.5 billion lost in COVID?
You got to recover that money, guys. Yep, you're gonna have to recover. Yep, you're gonna have to recover 2/3 now. Well, I was recovering already a bit. No, you got to recover even more. We got to find even more of that money now. It's just like more work, I just imagine in this office with stacks of piles of papers, guys, and it's just getting bigger and bigger when it comes to this stuff for them. It's just insane. The report says the Department for Work and Pensions generated fraud and error savings of 500 million through its retrospective review of universal credit claims made over the height of the pandemic, but at least 1.5 billion of the fraudulent claims that started during that period will still be paid in 2021, 2022. I'm just going to see if there's anything more. Government spokesperson says, we are overhauling how we are tackling public sector fraud to ensure we chase down every pound stolen from the British taxpayer.
So
they're on the case, guys. They're on the case. Yeah, they're gonna claim back every single pound, guys.
Yeah.
They're definitely gonna claim it back, aren't they?
I honestly don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well, that ended it.
900 million is spent on reclaiming the tax. So
yeah, it's absolutely disgraceful in all seriousness, guys. I mean, it's just absolutely the amount of fraud is just absolutely off the charts with this government. It's just absolutely disgraceful. I'd like to think that when Labour come in, they're going to do something, but I don't think I don't know if they will.
If they don't give big contracts to the friends, people down the pub, things like that. Somebody who's given massive donations or whatever, then we should be okay. And
it should be, but I've already seen 1 or 2 big companies started really pumping money towards the Labour Party, which I don't like.
The one that everybody's going on about is this £5 million, sorry, 5 million, not 5 billion, £5 million. But it's a guy who used to run Autoglass, but he doesn't anymore, and he wants to give all his money away, or most of his money, to progressive, to the Labour Party and progressive. He does a lot with charities and stuff like that, but progressive platforms, things like that. So Fair play to him. His son's a Labour activist. It was a Labour activist. Had some issues during the Corbyn era with anti-Semitism. But yeah, so we'll see how that plays out. But that's a hell of a lot of money for going into an election campaign. 5 million. That's more than I think they've raised in the last year. So we'll see. Obviously, you get some companies who put money expecting something out of it. As long as Labour makes it clear that they won't get anything out of it. It's just purely, I think a lot of companies are sick of it, want putting money in because of Brexit. They just want to get the Tories out. So because it had a massive impact on business. So, but yeah, should we move on to?
Jal says this is so confusing to me. How do you lose 21 billion? Hal Vorderman is the older thinking man's crumpet, says number 3. Aki's Mad, good to see you. Aki's Mad says, how come I'm always after you, Adu Yin?
What?
That's what I was about to say.
There's
a hole in my sofa, honest gov. Sarah Larry the Cat was replying to Jow. Okay.
Hi, Oldian. Oh, that means Olden. That's what it means.
Dowden said this while looking down his huge nose, says Sir Larry the Cat. Good evening, Context. Good to see you there.
Hi, Context.
How did they converse you into moderating Context, says Conservator. We have ways, Conservator. We have ways.
Shall we move on then?
Yeah, let's move on from this guys.
So it's just in case anybody's wanting to know. It's still 0-0, I think.
Yeah, very important information, guys.
Oh no, somebody's just scored. West Ham have just scored.
Oh.
So West Ham are winning 1-0.
There we go, guys. Breaking news.
Breaking news, right on the edge of the news. So close to almost falling off. There we go. Right, should we go on to this one? And our favourite person in the whole wide world. Favourite. Well,
he's
not the worst person.
Marcus Allshorts from his YouTube channel. No, it's actually Daily Blase, guys. It's actually Daily Blase.
It's actually this guy.
Oh no, it's neither of them. Oh God, no. Go on and play.
What do you have to hide?
The first thing to say is I think the work that the inquiry is doing is important and necessary. It's right that we learn the lessons of COVID so that we can be better prepared for the future.
So why not hand everything over?
In that spirit, the government has cooperated with candour and transparency. It has handed over.
I mean, is it candid when there's a court case around the corner potentially blacking out of people's messages?
Well, what has happened is the government has handed over 55,000 documents so far, with more to come. So I think that demonstrates the seriousness with which the government is taking this. Now, there is one particular issue on which there is a difference of opinion, and that's subject to legal proceedings, so I can't comment on that further. But more broadly, the government is demonstrating strong cooperation with the inquiry, as the provision of 55,000 documents is evidence of.
Bluntly, is this you being worried about something embarrassing you?
No, not at all. I as well, am cooperating and providing information to the inquiry. It's actually taking a lot of my own time, and that's right that I do that. But obviously there's a legal proceeding ongoing on one particular thing at the moment, which I can't comment on. But more broadly, the work that the inquiry is doing is important and necessary, and those involved should cooperate in a spirit of candour and transparency. That's what I'm doing, and that's what the government's doing.
Are you happy for all of your messages to go forward to the inquiry without black marks being put through them?
Now, as I've said, it's important for me and others to cooperate with the inquiry in a spirit of candour and transparency. That's what I'm doing, and I'm spending a lot of my time on it because it is important that we learn the lessons of COVID.
Yes, it's important that we learn the lessons of COVID.
Very important. Just wanted to point out, guys, he was wearing his boots in that video. We just couldn't. They just didn't show it.
To make him taller.
Yep, to make him tall, guys. So otherwise, he would have been too low for the video camera. Just so you guys know. Basically, we're not reading the headline, but basically, the headline was from that from the BBC from that video is, "I'm not worried about the COVID inquiry," message says Rishi Sunak. It's all good, guys. It's all good. He's not worried at all. Totally fine, which is what perfectly legitimate reasons why that he's trying to block the government's own inquiry into it.
Take them to court as well.
Yeah, totally makes sense, guys. We're taking you to court. Who are you taking to court? Ourselves. We're taking ourselves to court.
Yeah. Also says Allshot says blood money Rishi. Yep. 55,000 documents. That's not being transparent. That's burying evidence, says Conservator.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent Brennan. Hi, Vincent. With those ears, it's surprising he can't hear what he's being asked. Yeah. Sure, Patroli. Oh, yeah, that's Joe. That's not for us, I don't think. Our Prime Minister, says our Prime Minister is the first PM created by ChatGPT. Yeah. Oh, he just repeats the same thing over and over again.
That's it. That's it. So what he has is there's an earpiece in him somewhere, and then someone is typing to ChatGPT on what Rishi Sunak says, and then he converses it back to him, and then that's how Rishi responds to questions. And it's just it's like a tape recorder on repeat, sort of thing.
Yeah.
God, talking to this guy must be frustrating. Imagine playing Pictionary with Sunak. Oh my God, that would be a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Pictionary.
I mean, yeah, they just look ridiculous. These stop the boats. I think isn't it?
Stop the boots! Stop the boots, guys! Stop the boots!
Those boots.
Stop the boots! Look at those boots, guys! Stop the boots!
Where the hell did he get them from? He's tucked them in as well, hasn't he? It just makes them look even worse. Oh dear.
Stop the boots.
Has Rishi tucked his trousers into his boots? Yes.
Yes, he has.
Stop the boots. Oh.
What has he got that ice cream on his head? Oh my God, have you got any more?
That's this one. Stop the boots. Benefit Scrounger. Sorry, you can't see the top of that, but it says Benefit Scrounger. That's his wife.
Yep.
Yeah. She claimed she basically claimed on downstairs, didn't have to pay tax. Soft on Rab, soft on Bravman, soft on the ERG, soft on crime, soft on tax evasion, soft on corruption. No accountability, no professionalism, no integrity, no mandate. PM Softy. Rishi Sunak.
That is an ice cream flake that is not even worth 99p, guys. Just putting that out there.
And that's his spitting image puppet. His head's bigger than the rest of his body, but I think that's just a spitting image.
Oh my God, those ears are nowhere near big enough.
It's a bit like I know other people say Roland Rat. Yeah. And those boots are working well.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Stop the boots. I think we've had enough for stop the boots now.
Oh, where was what we had we had some ones from yesterday we did.
The really big ones.
Yeah, the really big ones.
Oh wait.
Hold on. Let's see if you got there you go, guys. There's the boots we were trying to find.
Oh dear. Yeah.
And you guys remember the helicopter story, don't you? You guys remember the helicopter story. Yeah, you guys remember that one.
Oh
right?
dear. Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh dear. We can't laugh, we only cry, as we say, guys. So
yeah.
Shall we move on to?
Let's move on and not look at any more of these. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's look at some more.
Right. Well, our other best friend, the other guy who really love so much.
Oh, you're right, Robespierre, Max
Robespierre. Yeah,
Robespierre.
He's really good. I really like him.
Another good friend of ours.
Oh no, it's
not. Oh, I was hoping for Graham Hughes. Now I'm disappointed.
Graham Hughes is another one.
Graham Hughes, yeah. Oh no, guys, it's our good friend, the turd that just won't flush. It's the slogan that won't go away, guys.
Yeah, the
Boris Johnson,
slogan.
But it's not just Boris. He's bringing his wife into this as well. This article literally just dropped about an hour ago, guys. So Boris and Carrie Johnson hosted friends at the Exchequer during COVID restrictions. This is an exclusive from them. Friends helped the couples plan their wedding in May 2021 with restrictions on the indoors were gathering in place. So Boris and Carrie Johnson hosted a close friend who helped plan their wedding overnight at Chequers when a number of COVID restrictions were in place, the Guardian has been told. Dixie Maloney, a corporate events organiser, stayed at the former Prime Minister's grave and favoured county mansion on the 7th of May 2021 when indoor gatherings between different households were banned, except for reasonable necessary for such as work or childcare. She's understood to be informally helped to plan the couple's festival-style wedding, which took place in the Dowling Street Gardens 3 weeks later. A spokesperson from Mahoney issued a statement saying that she would not have done anything that she believed at that time would be unlawful. Johnson's spokesperson says that it was entirely lawful, and sources close to him said Mahoney was allowed to be there for childcare reasons at a time when Carrie was pregnant. Indoor gatherings between different households were only allowed if they were regarded as reasonably necessary for work purpose.
Wait. So you're telling me that house? Let's just have a look at this. The Grace and Favour mansion. Let's just mansion has no staff, nobody who could do childcare. And hang on a sec, she was helping them plan the wedding. So either she was doing the childcare, or she was helping them plan the wedding. And you're telling me there's nobody else in the house who could have done the childcare?
She may have been holding the child while planning on her phone or iPad.
Bounced up and down.
Yeah. You can you can do that. You can hold an iPad and plan with one hand and hold the child in the other. It is.
I've got a word for this. It begins with B, has 2 L's and ends in S.
Okay. Well, it was worth a shot, guys. It was worth a shot. Defending the indefensible. I'm trying to put myself into the shoes of someone like Jacob Rees-Mogg and failed miserably in doing so, guys.
Yeah.
So where was we?
Where were we?
Indoor gatherings were between different households were only allowed if they were regarded as reasonably necessary. Oh, we said that.
Yeah.
A spokesperson for Mahoney told The Guardian Mrs. Mahoney took her obligations under the relevant COVID restrictions very seriously. She would have not done anything at the relevant time unless she honestly believed it was lawful to do so. Mrs. Mahoney has never been formally engaged to work for either Boris or Carrie Johnson, nor has she ever held any public role, whether in government or otherwise. A spokesperson for Johnson said this was entirely lawful and it was covered by the relevant provisions in the COVID regulations. To suggest otherwise would be totally untrue, which must mean it must be true. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Questions have been previously disclosed. Gatherings will increase pressure on Boris Johnson at the time of his political career is on the line. He is awaiting the outcome of the Privilege Committee inquiry into whether he deliberately misled MPs over the initial Partygate scandal. Visited by Maloney in 2021 was approximately 12 gatherings that allegedly took place at Chequers and Downing Street and are being assailed by 2 police forces. It's pretty much, I think the rest of it is more on what's the inquiry here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much all that, guys. So, yeah. What do you guys make of that in the chat? What are they saying, Lee?
Yeah. Well, just before we do that, Fiorentina have equalised, so it's 1-1 now in the match. Right. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yep. Okay. Very important, guys. We have got an update on the football.
Yeah. So now we can carry on.
What are they saying in the chat?
Your pair of feckers says Aki's mad. I don't know if he's talking about us. Were they jack boots? Says Vincent Brennan. Mr. Small Guy, will wife pay back the 20 million tax? We already said that, Larry. That was Larry the Cat. Talking with this guy must be frustrated. Imagine playing Pictionary with Sunak, says Zhao. Yeah. Oh, other people are saying 1-1. Chatty Rat says 1-1. Context is here. Scoopnum, Ratum, Usna, do you mind that I like rugby? You can like whatever you like, mate. I don't care. Goal, says Ben Shaw. Chatty Rat says good goal. Was that a penalty? I don't know. I kind of didn't catch it, but has Rishi got one of Muskrat's chips in his skull? Who's Muskrat's chips? Oh, you mean Elon Musk, one of his brain things.
Muskrats.
Also
Stop the boats.
Yeah. Michelle Petroli is my alter ego, says All Shorts. I know. Sunak is a Trekkie. Yep. Okay.
Those are not his boots, says Lefty Voter.
He borrowed those off somebody. Can I borrow your boots? Lefty Voter says, you mean like that Sarah AI, they take the piss out of on the China show? I don't know that. I haven't seen that. You have to give us a link to that.
Number 3 says Sunak's bacon sandwich moment. Don't know about that yet. Maybe remember, we haven't been into the general election bit, so we haven't seen peak. Yeah. We haven't seen the Sunak at his best yet. So
peak bacon sandwich yet. No sea legs, just lucky legs. Lucky they don't snap, says All Shots. Daily Blazer says that I would love it in one day if in one of his interviews all you saw was the top of his head. Yeah, Conservative said just made UK ballot politics even more embarrassing. Sorry, couldn't resist. Yes, yeah.
These boots are made for walking, says Sir Larry.
We should walk off that boat on a plank or something. Sophie
Sunak
Shorts
looks like a toy taxi running down the street with open doors. Great one, Joe. That's a great one.
Sophie Short says, OMFG, I just man laughed at PM Softy. Cringe, says Conservator. Yeah. Ken just says, love it. Disney character says, yo, where have all the boot boys gone? Says Larry the Cat. Where's the moat?
Pants on fire, says Lefty Boater. Scoopium Radara Usia says, jokes, mad, I can cook. I'm sure you can. Very 19th century.
Yeah.
Total Rumbard, says Sir Larry. Swinger, says Ben Shaw. Pakistan says, I'll need to come off chat in case I get told Moyes pissed himself in the technical area. Okay, that's very important news.
Thanks for that.
Jal says the fact that he's been discussed Boris is pretty unbelievable for most of us. Akifan Cell says no. Ben Shaw says it's massively important that West Ham never win anything regularly. His petrol station act was close to the bacon sandwich. That's true. It was very close to it. I don't know, but the homeless act, the interaction with the homeless person was pretty close.
Do you work in finance? Was he ask the guy if he worked in finance or something?
Yeah, he asked him if he works in finance, and then he had to say no, homeless. So, God. Concrete boots with suit Rashi. Yes.
Fill them in concrete. Put his feet.
Yeah, I'll give Mike Graham a call on that one. I'm sure he'll be up.
He can
for
grow
that,
you some.
Definitely.
He's got some growing in his back garden.
Does anyone believe that anything will come of these revelations once the political dregs have gone? I would love to see them atone for their actions, but they will probably walk away as usual.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Vincent, I think they will.
The problem is if Labour, for example, decide to start holding anybody accountable, it would be tit for tat. So the next time that the Tories got in power, God forbid, they do the same to Labour. So you have to be a bit careful with it. Sorry, Kat says, what business are you in? Being homeless, you knob. So yeah. Did somebody mention bacon? Says Yao. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone like bacon. Let's move on.
Yeah. This one is a bit less cheerful, so we'll just kind of we'll just switch to this different pace.
This is the centre of Kherson city. We've been speaking to people who have being evacuated, coming off some of these boats, small outboard engines in, bringing people in from some of the worst affected neighbourhoods. People here are telling us that the water is around 4 meters deep. Some very, very distraught people coming off these boats. Just a few minutes ago speaking to an elderly man who says that he was the last person to be evacuated from the particular island, because this town is made up of a series of islands as well in the kind of a delta, and he said that his home had been completely destroyed, as you can well imagine. If you look down and we pan round, you can see some of these small dinghies that people, we understand, have been donating or buying. I can't give you exact numbers on how many people are still trapped in this area, but we know, according to the Ukrainian government, they're saying around 17,000 people needed to be moved.
Yeah.
Just as well, there's been some other stories I just want to add to that. So obviously, if you guys are not aware, most of you should be, but obviously the let me just get the name of it right. The name of the dam right. The
Nova Kakovka.
I covered it on a shorts. I'm bloody terrible, guys. I'm sorry. The Nova Kakoga dam damage. Dam. It was reported on, I think it was Monday night, I believe it was. Overnight, when there was an explosion from the inside, is what it's alleged. And that it had been planted there by the Russians to blow the dam. There's obviously conspiracy theories around Russia have accused Ukraine of doing it, which is absolute nonsense, because why would Ukraine want to do this to its own people? So that's a, if anyone who's trying to make that claim, good luck making that argument. From Russia's point of view, I see it as a means for Russia to try and slow down Ukraine's potential counteroffensive coming up. I think that's one of the roles in it, and using civilian lives as a way of kind of distracting everyone from what's going to happen. But in the report, the article from Al Jazeera, it's Ukraine are still planning to ramp up their counter-offensive as well. I don't know if you wanted to show before you go to the map
the map.
The Novokakishka Dam damage on that report.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to just show them that. Yeah. So if you guys can just see there on the map there, so you can see. I know it's not as big as you guys, but you can see in the orange circle there the Novokakishka Dam, and obviously that runs all the way down to Kurshkin City, which it deeply affects the city as a result of it. And obviously, Kursk is obviously a big strategic point, obviously, and it's been under Russian control since February. That one, and obviously, there has been Russia have claimed to evacuate some people on their side, but obviously you just don't know for certain. But as the reporter said, there's still a lot of people trapped and in need of some serious help there, Lee.
Yeah, and there's a few other things on that. Is like, the reports that the Russians had actually been they hadn't been opening sluice gates in the dam, so allowing the pressure to build behind the dam over the last few months. So there's a possibility that could have caused the dam to actually rupture, or whether it was just that they knew that by building it up and then really blowing it up, it'd just make the whole thing worse. That it was even worse, even more evil. But also, I mean, this is going to affect people in Crimea, whether they're pro-Russian or not, because fresh water, drinking water, is fed to Crimea from that dam. So once that reaches a low level, then Crimea is getting a bit of a state over the summer in terms of getting water and for
I should point out as well, obviously, there's the concern of the Zaporizhzhia power plant, because it gets the water from the dam as well. I did cover a video. I think I've got a video coming up of I've dropped it either today or tomorrow on it, and basically from the Kiev Post, basically stating that that the power plant has plenty of water for now. According to a source from Kiev Post, basically saying that they are okay in terms of getting water for now, but obviously long term, obviously that's going to be a problem because of the situation of the dam. But
yeah, I've seen that there's only one or two of the reactors who are actually what they call hot. They're asked to shut down, but they're in hot shutdown, so they're not actually. They're only literally there just to generate power to keep the place going. And it's not, the water isn't evaporating. So it's basically they don't need to keep replenishing the water. So that was what I read anyway. So it's not an issue at the moment. The IAEA seem okay at the moment there. They seem quite calm about it, apart from obviously the fact that it's in the middle of a war zone. But but in terms of the flooding and access to the water, because the water actually came from had a channel that fed directly to the plant, to the nuclear power plant apparently. There's also concerns I think about the hydroelectric, because it's hydroelectric, about the power getting to it, but I don't think that's. I think that must be also a non-issue at this moment in time. So on the deep state map, you can see here. So this is oh god, what am I doing? Wrong one. So on the deep state map, you can see there's the dam there. The green side is the Ukrainian side, the red side is the red-pink side is the Russian side, and basically it's downstream, so anything west of here. So all these islands have been flooded, all the areas around here, all these towns have all been flooded by it. The low-lying areas. Just going a bit further down, say you see Kherson, and it's right by the river, and then you can see there's all these little inlets and things like that. These have all been and also there has been battles going on here. You can see the green areas. These are more recently, the last few weeks, have been taken by the Ukrainians. So there's battles going on there. So where it's a light pink is where there's nobody in overall control. But obviously that could these areas now could be completely flooded, depending on how low the areas are, where the troops are, and things like that. I did read something. I don't know how true it was that the Russians didn't even tell their own soldiers that they were going to do it, and basically there's Russian soldiers who died, been killed drowned in the flooding, because they weren't even warned that it was happening. So Yeah,
yeah, there were reports also just on that. So they actually stole the Russians, those who were evacuated. They were stealing a lot of boats, obviously.
Yeah.
There were reports as well. So rather than being there for the citizens, the Russians were stealing it for themselves.
Yeah.
What there's
just
chat saying.
Yeah,
hello, Leeds. Good to see you there.
Yeah, in the chat. Sorry, let's have a look. Was it the bouncing brom? Brexiters would love that. Yeah, I do. Number 3 says Ukraine almost certainly did not do the drone attack on Moscow. No drone can fly that far. Not the type of drone that hit Moscow. It just looked like like a DJI type drone. Zhao says I lived in floodland and I still remember a big flood and my dad joining other people in town to save people from the affected area of the local firefighters. It's distressing. Yeah, I can imagine it is.
Almost certainly did not do the drone attack on Moscow. No drone can fly that far. Number 3 says to me. Yeah.
Mad Monk says, good to see numbers of the viewers gone up. Keep up good work. Thanks, Mad Monk.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. In the Salado River in Portugal, every once in a while we have bad floods, even the 2 dams, says Joe.
Yeah. So you can't blow up a dam.
Forever change will come. Younger generations will reset. I hope. Yeah, I hope so too.
Joe says you can't blow up a dam with a missile like that. An engineer would say that it was a localized blast and a precise weak point in the dam. Chirurgic blast. Another Russian savagery. Yeah, I'd heard that the Ukrainians claim it had been mined or rigged up with explosives months ago. So
yeah,
it could be that they plan to do this all the time, just to picking a point where they thought it would do the most damage, probably.
Skipton, can you not just spam the whole spam chat every now and then? Can you just slow down a bit there?
Yeah.
Just want everybody else to be able to read their comments as well, if you can, please. Yeah. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. Obviously, I'll plug any major stuff I'll try to plug on my channel whenever possible, guys. But I think I've got a video coming tomorrow, I think, on my channel.
Should we have a look at a video? Should we have a look at a video just to kind of change the mood a bit, lighten the mood a bit?
Yeah, let's switch gears, guys. Let's look at something a bit more enlightening, shall we say?
Yeah, I don't know how well it will lighten the mood a little bit. But...
Yeah.
Firstly, I hope you've managed to survive, because what has happened here last week was the worst thing anyone in human history has had to endure. There was a certain person, who I will not name because they are the shittiest piece of shit to ever walk among us. They have no place on this sofa. Their place is now in hell. To put it bluntly, this thing who I have worked with and sat next to lied. I have never lied. No one who works on this show, or indeed any television show, has ever lied. And to think that a television presenter who reads things off auto cues and has chats to celebrities and normal people is not exactly the same person off camera has shaken us all to the core. But the show has to go on. And now, who says 89 is too old to start skateboarding? Firstly...
Oh dear. Yeah. I'm just going to change my settings a second. Cause I'm just, yeah. Do you want to read the chat?
That was different.
That was Simon Brodkid. He's the guy who painted a load of golf balls with swastikas and started handing them over to Donald Trump at his Turnberry golf course. That's the guy. He's the guy who threw money at Sepp Blatter. Yeah, he's very funny. Right, I'm just going to adjust my video. It might go look a bit weird for the time being. Let's see how this works. Oh, that's too dark. No, there's no in between this.
Lee's playing with the lights. While Lee plays with the lights, I'm just going to see. Vincent says, maybe I am a bit old, but younger people will shape the future. Change takes time. Ben Shaw says, dogs in pajamas.
Dogs in pajamas, yes.
No, bananas in pajamas. That's what you're thinking of, really. Classic show.
Oh, God, it's that flickering. in the background is really annoying, isn't it? Might have changed my lights. Okay.
When I was a kid, are we good?
Yeah, sorry, if you anything else is
Not really. So where
you
are
know
we
what?
going next?
Okay, so where are we going next? We're going to this one.
Aha! Yes, positive news, guys. So the English manor house that became a thriving commune. So booming despite the cost of living crisis, this commune in England is a lesson of community spirit, resourcefulness, and self-sufficiency. There is a boom of interest in communal living in recent years. Could it be the answers to some of the crises of modernity? Let's Live Together series, we visited co-living communities around the world to see how they're finding solutions to loneliness, unaffordable housing, climate change, and more. And we asked, is this really a good life? So its next stop was Essex in England, and Old Hall, the big house commune in Suffolk. It took nearly 2 years for Naomi Leake to get over the culture shock, she said with a laugh, of moving into the Old Hall. She has gone from a terrace house in London to a vast house in Suffolk, shared with more than 50 people on 70 acres of land. She's now been there for 3 years, sharing a unit, 2 bedrooms, a living room, bathroom, and a tiny kitchenette. Within the house, her 12-year-old daughter and partner. It's an amazing way to live, says Leach, pictured right in the tractor doorway. Commune was established in 1974, with a few of the founder members still live in the Old Hall, which had previously been a manor house, an army barracks, and a friary. They are largely self-sufficient, with food coming from their farmland, which they work. Water comes from a borehole, hot water and heating from a wood fire blossoms boiler, and much of their energy from solar panels. The other things they need, such as extra food, loo roll, and cleaning supplies, are bought in bulk with costs shared. For Leake's family of 3, she pays around £1,000 a month for all bills and food. There are numerous communal spaces, including the room where 2 meals are served each day. We've got a diary, post room, and a laundry. We've also got a chapel where we have celiars and weddings where the kids can roller skate. There are rooms where people can do yoga, and a library where the weekly meeting is held to discuss any issues or decisions that need to be made. Leake, an artist, rents a studio in the Old Stable block. Many people have jobs outside the community, but residents are expected to work 15 hours a week communally, which might include farming the land or looking after animals. Residents range in age from 9 months to those in their 90s. There are currently 15 children, which is brilliant, says Leake, because their daughter is of a single child. She loves being around other children. She's got friends aged 5 to 90. It's very intergenerational. Many of the older children roam free or camp out during the summer. It depends on the parents. Just because we live together doesn't mean we've all got the same parenting approach. There is a like-minded ethos towards sustainability and the importance of community. Decisions are made by contagious, which is fair, a bit laborious. We're not bonded by a religion or spiritual approach. There is a space that hollows for differences, says Leach. So our highs and lows at Lowell. The best thing is that the land, and in fact we all work together, like the potato harvest. We're all out on the land, and people are pulling out picnics. Also, you're not writing your own story; it's a group effort. The worst thing is it can be mucky. Everyone's units are nice, but some of the communal areas, the level of cleanliness aren't high. We don't replace things until they absolutely need replacing, which has its downsides.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one way of saving money, creating sort of a communal thing. But it has, I would say, it has its pros and cons. I would say an idea like that.
If you ever lived in a shared house with people who you maybe don't even know from before, then it can cause massive stress and conflict as well. So it's how you figure those things out. But yeah, I mean, if you all work together for the same goal, then fair enough.
If it's spacious enough, I think it's okay. But but a shared house is kind of different because you're kind of on top of one another. Whereas from what they're in and how many there are, I mean, it kind of can work because if you have that space to kind of be away from each other when you need to, it's all right. But
yeah.
But you also have to give up some of your own time just to be a part of the community as well.
Yeah. I'm
So
just
you're working and giving that up as well. So
so I was
it's interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna do a little thing on something, but it looks like West Ham are winning 2-1 with like 6 minutes of injury time of the game. It's 6 minutes into injury time, so it looks like West Ham might win this. If anybody is watching it, but which is probably a good job because somebody found the Exploding Heads pointed this one out earlier. They already had the bus ready. The bus equivalent of John Terry waiting on the sidelines in full kit.
Yep, they're ready to go, guys. They're ready to party.
Yeah,
and I can
I
unconfirmed reports that John Terry is there, kitted up
full,
and ready
full
to go.
West Ham kit.
If need be. For those who don't know, John Terry, those who don't know the reference or the joke, when Chelsea won the first Champions League, back in 2012, John Terry had the whole Chelsea kit on, even though he was suspended. Even though he didn't play at all in the match.
Yeah, he was suspended from the semi-final, wasn't he? So
he couldn't
play.
He basically was there, all kitted up and everything, as if he was part of the team that won the
he wanted to make sure he was on the balcony collecting the trophy, and he was in the pictures in full kit as though he had played, because he probably got a medal for it. He would have got a medal. So I kind of expect. It was funny because I kind of half expected him to do it, and when I saw him in like full kit, I was like, oh, he has done it. I can't believe it, but there you go. But I'm talking about maybe counting your chickens before they've hatched. Is this guy?
Here we go, guys. For those who don't know the football reference again, Lee, do you want to explain the football reference?
So Man City have won the Premier League and the FA Cup. They won the FA Cup on Saturday. So now they got one more trophy, which is final, which is the Champions League final next Saturday. If they win that, then they win the treble, the European treble, and that is the last English team to do that was Man United. So obviously with the Manchester rivalry, it's a major thing. And also they beat Man United in the final of the FA Cup, which is also just adds an extra level to it. But this guy, the game isn't until Saturday, but this guy's already had a tattoo made, which could turn out really painful for him to have it removed if they don't win the match on Saturday. Now, obviously, I want them to win, not just because of this guy, but it would be interesting if he had to have that removed.
It could have been worse, guys. You could have been that famous guy who bought who had 50,000 England World Cup winner shirts before England had even gotten to the quarterfinals, or what was it, semi-finals or something.
Yeah.
We had covered that story a while ago. There's been lots of people who jumped the gauntlet. Chat saying West Ham have won, so we'll see John Terry there, I'm sure, at any moment now.
On this bus, yeah. So you'll see this going through the streets of London, of West Ham, of East London, next few days. But yeah, the guy bought a lot of
that's
England
your football
shirts.
Story for the week, guys.
Promise no more football. As he checks the stories to make sure there's no more football stories. I don't think we got any more football stories. Right, okay. There might be actually, because we've got one thing we're doing at the end. But you found this one, which is quite interesting. Do you want to? I'll let you read this one, so I don't do it. Oh dear. Yes, sorry. Chatty out says game of West Ham 1. Do West Ham 1. Cheese Sniffer Hake says there being the one and only. Oh, the one and only. Oh, Cheese Sniffer Hawks. All right, Chesney Hawks. Yes.
Gal just says on the good news story, the shared things are not for me. I like my independence and have had bad experience with community stuff. He says.
Yeah.
It's not always for everyone.
No, it depends who the people are around you, whether they chip in and all the rest of it, and whether they actually, or whether they just try and be obnoxious people or not. Gal says around here, home disturbances still increase after the end of the championship, especially in Lisboa or Porto. Rather than Benfica or Porto lose. Yeah, unfortunately, there's a lot of domestic violence around football results and things like that, which is
it's a major issue.
Issue.
Yeah, that should be addressed.
Yeah, right.
What's this story I've got, Lee?
This one you found?
Yeah, a very important story, guys, from the Metro. A very reliable news source, obviously, guys.
From yesterday.
Yeah, this is 100% true headline. So the council has issued warning about scum found near Twat.
Oh, it's should have my picture on the other side of that. Look, there you go. Hang on.
So a Scottish council has issued warning after toxic scum was found near Twat. Yes, you read this right. So Shetland Islands Council Environment Health Team have found blue-green algae in the loch of the North House near the village of Twat on the Shetland mainland. Not to be confused with the village of Twat on Orkney, which is close to the Loch of Board House. But as far as we know, it's scum-free. I don't know why Lee went into the algae there, but okay.
Didn't you say it was a joke? It was the arrow was pointing at me.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
You were supposed to mark yourself as Twat. Okay.
Yeah. That was a joke. It was
That would be
laboured.
very rude to
It
do
was
that
very
yourself.
laboured.
Signs were put up around the loch yesterday warning that contact with the blue-green algae should be avoided and animals shouldn't drink or swim in the water. Gerling landlords have been warned about the situation, as have NHS Shetland and Shetland Angling Association. Additional water treatments to destroy and remove toxins may be applied. The council says the actions are currently taken are precautionary. If you scroll further down, you can see it's an actual real town because there's an actual proper sign that says Dunbury and then Twat. So it's absolutely real place, guys. So it's not fake. It's absolutely real place. And if you scroll further down, Lee, we'll show some of the other more famous names in the UK.
I think Lefty Bolter says, "I hope someone screenshot that." I take it to mean picture of me next to the sign saying "Twat."
Then a bit further down.
Oh, a bit further down, right? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, no, you missed it. Back
I've
up.
gone past it, so I was looking at the.
Yeah, there you go. Stop. Well, you said it. So the names regularly featured in the roundup of the richest places names in the UK, alongside Litchfield, West Wang, Shitterton, and Fingering Hole.
Fingering Hole, yeah.
Yep. Legit names, guys.
I do know a place called Devil's Arse. That's a cave in Derbyshire. It's at the bottom of Winnet's Pass as well.
That might be a bit too hot for me. That one.
Yeah. So Larry the Cat says Tories found in Twat.
Tory Homeland, yes, Sarah Larry.
Tory
Homeland, yes.
Sorry, Tory Homeland, yes, yeah. Working Surrey Council just gone bust. Sorry, I've gone Tory leader. Council left in a mess. It was all found out after they lost the council. Wow. My kitchen mouse is fighting my living room mouse again, says Simon says 55. You need to get something to deal with them. I'm not saying mouse traps, but yeah.
Jow says, darling, you found what where?
There's a muffin island, says Lefty, but there is, and they have a diving club. It's called the Muff Diving Club. And you can actually join and get T-shirts and stuff like that, a membership card. Yeah, small parcel of land. Number 3 says I'm
There's an Atom's Bottom, says Sir Larry the Cat. I'm sure there is somewhere out there.
I'm sure it's lovely as well. Right.
And the hell in Norway isn't Twat in Scotland, says Lefty Boater.
Yeah, there was that town. I think we did this a few months back. That town in Austria that changed its name because it was called fucking.
Yes, it was. Yeah, and then they changed the name because it was. They kept getting too many people turning up there just because of the name.
Just wanted to take a picture of it, yeah.
With it.
Yeah, they changed the fugging, which isn't quite the same, but there you go. No, it won't get many tourists now, though. I'll tell you. They've shot themselves in the foot with that one.
Maybe they kept the sign just for tourism.
No, they changed the sign as well. So Larry the Cat says free toothpicks are still being handed out at the Muff Diving Club. Right, okay, and on that bombshell, we've got a proper news article now, so we'll go to that. It's serious stuff.
Yeah, very serious news, guys.
Welcome to Broken News. The BBC has announced plans today to protect its local services by cutting all of its local services. Senior management says the only way to secure the future of its regional output is to sack everyone involved in regional output, apart from all the very valuable middle managers. Our reporter has more.
In a changing media landscape, the BBC has vowed to stand firmly behind its local services by getting rid of them entirely. In a statement today, the corporation's head of nations and regions said the only way to grow audiences is by getting rid of much-loved on-air talent and replacing them all with one programme presented live from here in London by a 12-year-old. Bosses have also insisted they're supporting local journalism by forcing 78-year-old brass band presenters to write online articles about Bitcoin and chemsex. And the corporation is being applauded for an innovative recruitment process whereby staff had to reapply for jobs they already had before being encouraged to stab colleagues in the back and then being made redundant anyway. A spokesperson today said there's simply no evidence that licence fee payers need local weather, sport or news, but in fact what the public really wants is for the lowest paid BBC creatives to be treated like pieces of shit and for more money to be invested into middle management. Back to you.
Well, on that, in a further statement just in, the corporation says it plans to take on 600 more managers on an average salary of £78,000 to stand around a bit, meddle in things they have no knowledge of and send passive-aggressive emails in bold. What a lovely story. That's all from Broken News. You're up to date.
Thank you, Broken News.
Broken News.
So Larry
Brilliant.
and Paul, guys.
Larry and Paul. They're on tomorrow, actually. They're doing the first show in a few weeks, so they're back on tomorrow.
Oh, good.
But yeah, more middle managers, that's what you need. Yeah.
They've got too many town signs stolen, says Context. So that was the real reason. The signs were getting stolen.
Yeah. There's I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but in Manchester there's a street which is called Canal Street, and it's the main hub of the gay village in Manchester, and people regularly scribble out the C and the S on the thing, cross it out so it says anal treat, and they have to keep replacing and repainting the sign. Yeah. Anyway, on that bombshell.
So have we got one more video before the outro?
We've got a few things we've got to do yet. We haven't finished yet.
Got a bit of overtime because of the technical difficulties.
Technically, yeah, we're running late just because of that. So, right, another one. Here we go.
A whiny and annoying junior member of the royal family appeared in court today. The moany prince, who recently sued me personally and the newspaper that I used to work for and hope to work for again, blames all of his problems on the media. To be honest, I'm surprised he managed to drag himself back from abroad, which is where he lives now, which technically makes him foreign. I mean, arguably the best thing he's ever done is make a small dent in the net migration figures. He testified for 5 hours, and our long-suffering celebrity tittle-tattle and royal stuff correspondent, Gregory Badminton, was there for the whole thing. Yes, that's right, the royal whinger was in combative mood today, blaming the press, including the newspaper that gave me my first job and which I still have a column in, for all of his problems, including his red hair and the fact that he allegedly still wets the bed. As cameras are not allowed in the courtroom, we will reconstruct his words using a deliberately bad actor, who is still nowhere near as annoying as the real thing. Blah, blah, blah. I'm so sad and angry, and I have no evidence for anything illegal. Some of his words have been edited or made up for clarity. Being a royal is such a mare, and I'll admit, my wife is annoying. That's quite enough of that, I think. Do you know something? I actually met his wife once. Really? Yes, we were at an event together. At one point she said hello to me, but I know what she really meant was, I want you. Now, let's go over to the results of our poll. Yes, that's right. Earlier we asked you to vote. Is this insufferably woke member of the royal family who abandoned us in our hour of need and is always banging on about nonsense, A, embarrassing, or B, mortifying? And I've got the results here. It's 52% embarrassing, 48% mortifying. A devastating result there for the mopey Duke. The trial continues tomorrow, where no doubt he'll wang on about more things he blames us for, and we'll continue to cover it in our fair and balanced way. Coming up, I'll be reviewing the tell-all memoir written by my ex-wife and crowing about the fact that I found several serious errors in the chapter in which she discusses why she left me, because I think you'll find, Judith, there's only one L in halitosis.
Sorry, I turned the mic down by...
I hope you'll...
Sorry.
Hold on, let me just gonna. You are going to get banned if you keep doing that. Just someone in the chat. I hope everyone did hear that. I know volume was quite low for number 3, but hopefully for everyone else it was all right. Heard it all right.
Yeah, I think the Larry and Paul was very loud. That was a problem. So, yeah. So, just before we go, we've got do you want to do the news headlines from the papers?
Yeah, we can do them. Oh yeah, I forgot about the news headlines. So we wanted to try. Well, obviously, if we timed things properly, we would have.
Yeah, if you had a bit more
But we
time.
are a bit over. But yeah, we wanted to give you guys some of their headlines for tomorrow's papers. Lee, if you want to bring some of them up.
Yeah. There we go.
So rather than some of the so from the Guardian, these are all tomorrow's headlines, are they? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so we got from the Guardian, pressure on Johnson after Friends Chequers stay during COVID curbs. So that'll be interesting. What a surprise on the front of the Metro.
Well, that's interesting. The Guardian says Telegraph newspapers are to be put up for sale. They'll change their ownership. That could be interesting.
I wonder why. Oh dear. Hopefully it won't get scooped up by a Labour person or somebody who actually might actually use it for good, maybe. Who knows, guys?
That's interesting. UAE oil firm had access to COP28 emails as well. Yeah. So Hammers fans caught by Italian Yobs ambush, says the Metro. Harry car tracker bombshell. Duke claims he found device on his ex-girlfriend's vehicle. That's interesting. Financial Times as US Treasury's $1 trillion borrowing spree set to increase strain on bank system. Bill issuance surges after debt deal. Yields rise on anticipation pressure on deposits.
Yeah, they avoided the debt, didn't they? The US.
Saying it's
going to be borrowing more.
Smog stifles New York. Time to end fiscal support stance, says OECD. Yeah, so
number 3 says we can buy it crowdfunding.
Yeah, we could crowdfund it. Yes,
we could crowdfund it. Yeah, we'd have to put everyone would have to everyone from the YouTube all the YouTubers would have to set up the contribute and put it on there, plug it as well. Wouldn't be just us, obviously.
Yeah.
What's the time saying there?
Yes, smocked frocks are cool for grown-ups. Meow, I was savaged by a cat. Says these are obviously the sort of things you'd usually find on the Times. Nothing to do with Rupert Murdoch now having access to editorial points on this. Or
no, of course not.
Dumbing down. Duke launches political attack. Government are rock bottom paranoid. Harry tells High Court. Royal Convention discarded on historic day of evidence. Weight loss jabs bid to cut benefits bill. And Russia may target nuclear plant after dam strike. You would certainly hope they wouldn't do that, but you never know.
I think that sounds a bit more scaremongering more than
anything. Could be. Daily
Mail. Larry said it wasn't me. Exclamation mark.
Are these today's? Is that? Oh, that's the 7th. These are yesterday's. So I think we've only got. Yeah, those are the ones from yesterday. Sorry. So we've only got a few more. We've only got those 3 at the moment because it's quite early on. So, but yeah. Yeah, so those are the headlines.
Those are the headlines we got so far for you guys for tomorrow's news. Do we have any more funnies before the outro?
We've got one more video, which you can keep for the.
Yeah, right, guys. So just so you guys know, just for a heads up. So after next week, there won't be a show because I'm going to be on holiday. But we'll address that at next week's show, guys. So so obviously we'll be here again next week, but obviously the following week there probably won't be a show. But we'll address that next week. Won't we?
So just the last one of the season. So if you want to catch us next week for the last one,
we'll talk more next week about that then, guys. But I just want to say, guys, thank you guys so much for turning up today. We really do appreciate it. If you can hit the like button, obviously it greatly appreciate it. If you can share our live stream across social media platforms, it always helps support us. And if you hit the bell notification icon down there as well, you'll be notified of when we go live. We are currently on 97 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, because it helps us get to that big 100 mark. Because we honestly didn't think we would reach 100 at this point already, which is quite staggering. So thank you guys so much for all your support. We really do appreciate it. Also, guys, if you want to join us after the show, we will be on the Discord server. If somebody could plug the Discord server, I think I can do it for you guys. Or if Lee could do that,
I'll do that now.
Do that while you do that. So yeah, we have our own server which is completely free called Discord, the Snowflake server, which is completely free for you guys to join. We do games nights, movie nights, and music nights as well on there, as well as we have lots of articles that we put on the news, news articles on there as well. So there's always lots of activity going on, and of course we plug other people's YouTubers connections that we have as well, such as Robert Spear, All Shorts, Daily Blase, just to name a few guys who as well. Also, as well, if you guys haven't all known already, I have my own YouTube channel at Reganelite, which I've got also do my own live stream on Mondays called the Snowflake Viewpoint. So it's a bit different from the Snowflake Show. It's just a viewpoint from my perspective on the current news and events going on there. And I also cover a wide range of news as well as some world news, stuff in America, Sudan, as well as the conflicts in Ukraine. So all sorts of news, guys, if you want to check that out on there as well. I'm pretty sure I've missed something, haven't I, Lee?
Did you hit the like? Did you say us to hit the like button? Subscribe.
I have said like, share,
yeah.
subscribe, but I think it's important to remind people to it. Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry, Sir Larry. Yep.
All hail
and
the orb.
also, guys, all hail the orb. If you guys can all hail the orb, and you can hail it by clicking the like button, guys. If you want to do that, it would be greatly appreciated. And yes, the orb will be available to view in the after chat on Discord. I will be assured of that.
Orb cam.
Orb cam. Oh,
Go.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'll have a look into that if you guys really want that. So,
right. Sorry, you finished? Sorry, I dived in.
Finally finished now. Yes.
You finished yet? What? No, sorry. I thought you'd finished. Sorry. Apologies. Right. Anybody saying anything in the chat? Everybody saying thank you. If I launch my attack, there won't be any survivors, says Duke. Okay. Thanks, Lee and Regan, for your show, and thanks to all for watching. Hope to catch you on the Snowflake Discord. So once I get rid of the brothers, loves the family, says Mad Monk. Cheers,
thanks for popping by, Mad Monk. Appreciate it.
Lovely says thank you. Hugh said bye all. Smash the
lights.
Good
to see you there, Hugh. Appreciate it for you dropping in.
So I'll just run through quickly. Chatty Rat, Vincent Brennan, Zhao, Salou the Cat, All Shorts, Lefty Boater, Daily Blase, Hugh, Zhao, Salou the Cat, Kendra, Ben Shaw, and somebody called Reganelite saying good night.
Link for my channel is in the description, but I'll also put it in the chat for you guys on our way out. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care as always, and we will see you guys next week.
I'll leave you with this on the way out. If I just remember what button to press first.
Is it? It's a certificate for Brendan finishing swimming lessons.
I love it so much, funny.
This is certificate. This is Brendan in the water. This is Brady swimming underwater. This is pool certificate. And this says Brendan. And this says love Brady.
Oh wow, I love it, buddy. I love it. You're very sweet. Good job making something for your brother. Thank you, Jesus. What is it?
Right. Night, everybody.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Oh, hang on.